one of our amazing Best Buddies Washington ambassadors, Alexander Hubbard. He is also an incredible local rap artist and goes by the stage name Fantasy A. So Alex, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit? Tell us who you are.
Sure, thanks, Erica. Hey everyone, my name is Alexander Hubbard, known as Fantasy A. I'm a Washington State ambassador with Best Buddies, and I'm also a local artist, since y'all know, well, since Erica told you. And what I do is I make beats, I write songs about my personal life struggles, and I self-promote myself, and that's what I do. So.
Awesome. Thanks, Alex. So Alex, we, as you all know, we have our awesome ambassador program, and we had an ambassador training in February where Alex wrote a speech about something that's really important to him and important to Best Buddies, which is inclusive housing and having inclusive and great housing options for people with and without intellectual and developmental disabilities. So I'm going to hand it back to you, Alex, to tell us a little bit about what your speech was about.
Thank you, Erica. My speech is usually about what I think and what needs to change. For that, what I will tell everyone about what I will say that people with intellectual and developmental disabilities deserves to be on their own. Instead, right now, they live in one of those adult family homes. What we need the state to understand that people with intellectual and developmental disabilities knows what they're doing, and they want a place to stay on their own instead of living at an adult family home that has those restricted rules. Due to that, as restricted rules, restricted curfew, and they know how to live independently. So that's why I want the state to understand that I know how to take care of myself, live independently, and the reason why I don't like living in an adult family home is because of the restricted rules, early curfew, and that's how I feel. I wasn't happy. I prefer have my own apartment, my own private space, and I want the people with intellectual and developmental disabilities to do the same. And also, I just want the state to understand that, because it helps people with disabilities to know what they need to think about in the future. So that's part of one of my speeches, helping people with disabilities, and they should do the same as well, help others too. And thank you.
That's awesome. Thanks, Alex. So I know you actually do quite a bit of advocacy in general, and particularly about, inclusive housing and changes that you want to see happening in that space. Can you talk a little bit about the advocacy work that you do?
Sure. The advocacy I did is like, I probably have to self-advocate ourselves, and it will help people with disabilities to self-advocate for themselves as well. It's important to self-advocate because others without disabilities don't understand what they're doing. So that's why it's important to self-advocate for each other. So it will help to spread the word out and give them the stronger impression to others, to hear our voices, to get them to understand what we've been through and everything else. Self-advocacy is important for people with disabilities. And if they can find someone to advocate for them, it's best to self-advocate instead of, think wrong thoughts, self-advocacy is important.
Awesome. That's an important message for sure. And you do a lot of great advocacy, both for yourself, but also for the community as a whole. So something else that I know you are pretty passionate about is your work. So can you tell us a little bit about the work that you do? What do you do for your
Sure.
job?
Yes, thank you, Erica. The work I do is I work with the city of Seattle. Is what I do. I work at the warehouse in an office setting, doing some filing paperwork, data entry on the computer, and mopping the floors. And I usually got the help from Mainstay, the agency that I work with. And it helps me to keep my creativity motivated. And it's important, people with disabilities, to get help from agencies if they're looking for a job. I want the job coaches to keep working hard to help people with intellectual and developmental disabilities to find a perfect job that will match their needs and be a good fit for them. That's what the job agency, that's what people are looking for in job agency, is to help them to learn the safety tips and try to get the job agency to help them more instead of, you know, instead of wasting time. That's what's helping them
Yeah.
get the job agencies to help them to get a
Yeah.
perfect job to be hired on.
And we don't, Best Buddies has a jobs program, but we unfortunately don't have the jobs program yet in Washington, but we're hoping that within the next, year or 2 years, we'll be able to bring the jobs program here so that we can help support with finding amazing jobs like the job that you have.
Really? Okay. Didn't know that. Cool.
And so one last question about your job before we shift to your music, which is one thing I'm really excited to talk about. I know that you have also in the past done some work at the sports arenas that we have in Seattle. And I see you wearing a Mariners jersey. I know you're a big Seahawks fan. So tell me a little bit about the work that you've done in that respect.
Before I worked with the city, before working with the city of Seattle, I worked as a vendor, a car crew member, and a concessions cashier at the Safeco Field, which is now T-Mobile Park, and CenturyLink Field, like during the Mariners, Seahawks, and Sounders games. It's a great job to work with, but it's stressful. But it's just me. I've done that before, and it helps me to keep that going. And it's all about fun, meeting the fans, greet people, serve others. And that's what we do working at sports events. And I also did jobs at the Seattle Center, working for the Husky games and other college basketball games at the University of Washington. We did the same thing. And now I work as an event security at one of those events.
Nice. You've had a lot of experiences, and definitely you are super well versed with all things Seattle sports, which I appreciate.
All right.
So now let's talk a little bit about your music, and we're going to show one of your music videos in just a minute, but tell me about Fantasy A and what your music career looks like.
Yes, I came up with the name Fantasy A 10 years ago because I like to read books about magic based on action fantasy. And A stands for Alex because that's how I came up with that. I like the name A, Alex, and everything. So what I do is for 6 years, I self-promote myself out in public, putting up flyers to promote my music, socials, and all the concerts I have booked and going on. And also I'm meeting it with fans, networking with artists that see my posters, and I put out the positive messages to put in my motto there is be yourself, be inspired, and be respectful. That makes people happy and put a smile on their faces. And I released about almost 4 albums, and people like it, and they know that I'm the most inspirational artist in Seattle that was born.
Awesome. Well, we're going to give everyone a taste of your music. So I'm going to share your Be My Seattle Sweetheart video. Do you have anything to say about that song before we show the video?
Sure. That song is about how hard it is to find a right woman in Seattle that I attracted to. And that's what's been, that's why I have problems with trying to find a right woman to be in my life. That's what that song is about.
All right. Well,
soon though.
Cool. Well, we're going to show that video now. So give me just a second to pull it up.
All right.
All right, here we go.
During Valentine's Day, I was thinking about love. For the girls I attracted to, things up all above. I have a brave heart to control my weakness. All the ladies want from me to show them sweetness. It's hard to find relationships in Seattle in person. Women are not ready for relationships to put words in. I wrote in mail dog cards to the friends I like. If the girl wants to go out with me, I ride my bike. Love's become stronger than any other mankind. If the guy takes my woman, I'll tell him it's mine. I saw trouble with a woman and came over to hug her. She told me what happened to her cover up in my fur. This beautiful woman found me attractive inside and out. She says I'm a nice and smart person, is what I'm about. If we start a new relationship without falling apart, I want this nice woman to become my Seattle sweetheart. Be my Seattle sweetheart. Be my Valentine date. Many hearts come together around our time. You're my touching heart that I really care about. Be my Seattle sweetheart. Be my Valentine date. Many hearts come together around our time. You're my touching heart that I really care about. I know I felt shy to ask a woman on a date. I better ask her out quick before it's too late. She already has a man, which got me in a terrible mood. I felt heartbroken when I eat my favorite food. Ladies are not interested in me because of the way I look. As I have terrible feelings, I wrote them in my notebook. Try to close my eyes to think of which woman is right. Don't want to pick the wrong type, I pick the one who's right. I want to find the right sweetheart to be in my life. I want her to treat me right and be my future wife. Treat me like a king and I'll treat you like a queen. Sweetheart, you know I don't do anything to become very mean. Moving into my city, Seattle will be the thing to think. This woman said I see her wearing her sexy outfit in pink. Praying is the most important that I have to do right now. Relationship with God is what I want to first, like, wow. Be my Seattle sweetheart. Be my Valentine date. Many hearts come together around our time. You're my touching heart that I really care about. Be my Seattle sweetheart. Be my Valentine date. Many hearts come together around our time. You're my touching heart that I really care about. It takes time when the right woman comes to me. Make sure she's not taken that she tell you she's free. Dating with the wrong men is always the wrong choice. They give you a bad attitude to change the tone of your voice. I feel my heart beating inside of my brave chest. My Seattle lady sweetheart knows that I'm the best. Blue and red roses is what my lady wants me to give. I got her a private gift that she needs me to live. The thing I love about Valentine's Day is the way I feel. Wonderful thoughts I have as love becomes a battlefield. Baby, are you sure you want to go out alone that night? You have to let me be with you so I can hold you tight. Never let anything happen to her as long as she's safe. If the paper wrap tore off, I'll cover it with tape. I'm an honest lady's man to give a woman her flowers. My Seattle sweetheart and I will join the heart-ridden shower. Be my Seattle sweetheart. Be my Valentine date. Many hearts come together around our time. You're my touching heart that I really care about. Be my Seattle sweetheart. Be my Valentine date. Many hearts come together around our time. You're my touching heart that I really care about.
Awesome. How long ago did you write that song?
About 5 years ago, about since Valentine's Day.
Nice. And I know some people watching are probably from Seattle and are familiar with the park that you were filming in, but for anybody who might not be from Seattle, can you talk a little bit about Gasworks Park and where you filmed the video?
Yeah, sure. Gasworks Park is located in Seattle, like in the north side of Seattle, like between South Lake Union, U District, Wallingford, and Fremont. And the person that filmed the video is my brother.
Cool.
Yeah, that's where we filmed it at Gasworks Park in the North Seattle area.
And how do you pick your filming locations for your music videos?
How I just think in my head when I first went to those parks when I was as a little kid, it makes me think to do a music video in one of those parks. That's the reason why I picked those areas, because
Cool.
it represents it.
Cool. So if anybody's interested in seeing more of your music, where can they find it?
Well, they can go find it on my SoundCloud or on my YouTube channel. Those are the only places that they'll find my music at.
Awesome. So again, it's Fantasy A. You can find it on SoundCloud or on YouTube. He's got lots of great videos and fun clips on his YouTube channel.
Yes.
Nice. All right. Well, we are just about at the end of our coffee chat time. So do you have any parting words that you want to share with everyone?
Yes. As this lockdown is over, guys, just don't panic. We will make it through this until this lockdown is over. If you guys see Fancy A out in the streets with his face mask on, say what's up, Fancy A. Keep up the good work. And all y'all remember for right now is to be yourself, be inspired, be respectful, and wash your hands. That's the words I will tell you, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alex. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Erica. So glad to be on this coffee chat.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.